Embracing your feminine energy to create a strong relationship with your man. Well, hello, my name is Swan, and I am back on Talk It Through Tuesday, most probably one of the last few ones, as we try to improve the channel, not try, as we improve the channel and bring you better quality videos, more research content, more content that we are really expertise at, and no more fluff, right? So before I go right ahead, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. So my name is Swan, and I am your head coach as well as your style concierge here on the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Today I'm talking about the truth of feminine energy, embracing feminine energy. So there's so much that is going on in the world at the moment where you're being told feminine and feminine is this and feminine is that. But to be honest with you, we can never truly define it in all its entirety, because feminine energy is fluid and it flows. So the thing with feminine energy is, I know a lot of coach, sometimes we say wear this and do this so that you become more feminine, act like this. So yes, you can be perceived as feminine, but if at your core your very nature is more masculine, that's always going to override it. And yes, we say do the courses, do this, do that, and there's so many strategists out there that are telling you to behave a certain way on a date, to wear your hair a certain way, to wear your glasses a certain way, to wear which reminds me, I think I should take them off so you can see me better. Sometimes I get caught up in the research of it and I forget that sometimes the aesthetics, when you have glasses on, means that you can't really see my eyes, right? So before we get into the video, I'm gonna place the Black Swan Nation advert right here because you need to hear it. No shade, honestly, you need to hear it. You need to know about a community of women that are growing, because feminine energy, again, is one of those that encourages community. So before I even launch into this topic, definitely have a look at this and I will be right back.
I created the Black Swan Nation because I wanted women from all over the world to be able to access on the point help with their dating and relationship needs. We have the expertise of our world-class coaches, including myself, supporting you ladies through your dating journey, to have access to live coaching without having to blow the bank. This, of course, we can only take a certain amount of ladies and support a certain amount of ladies, but I want you to know that you are currently welcome to the Black Swan Nation. You may end up on a waiting list, or you may get lucky and be able to get right into the Black Swan Nation, where we provide more insight, where we discuss more personal stories that will be of use to you. In the Black Swan Nation, there are no holds barred. It is unfiltered. It is only for the brave, because in the Black Swan Nation, we give you the raw truth. So all you have to do is follow the link on this video and we will see you on the other side.
So as I was saying, the thing with embracing femininity is that most of us know what to do, but we don't actually know how to embody something. Have you ever heard of that saying about how for you to say you're a master at anything, you have to have done at least 10,000 hours of something? For Mozart to become the expert that he was, he had to have played at least 10,000 hours from when he was young, or however long that takes. So for most of us, our feminine journey is still really in its infancy, and we're still learning and we're still growing. Yes, you may have been born as a woman, but that does not necessarily mean that you're going to be feminine. Yes, the nature is there, but nurture sometimes produces more masculine women than feminine women. So most of us come from a background where we're told to achieve in school, to achieve in grades, to achieve. It's just all about achievement and competition and being the best at what you do, which is very predominantly masculine. And we need that to be able to have the jobs that we do, to pay our rent, to pay our mortgage, to pay just our basic necessities, to pay for our nails, to pay for our hair. We need the money to work, right? Because yeah, can you imagine if I went to a nail parlor and try to exchange my feminine energy and not do anything, they would think I was a bit cuckoo, right? They would kind of look at me funny. So what I really wanted to get into today is the need for you to do the inner work. I've done a few discovery calls with some of you ladies and had a bit of coaching one-to-one. And I've realized that sometimes, I think even in myself, we take on this thing of, oh, I look like this, therefore I'm feminine. I sound like this, so therefore I'm feminine. I speak softly, therefore I'm feminine. But intricately, sometimes I have to look at myself and I find that, yes, I still do have some masculine tendencies that are not admirable within a relationship, that may push away some men, that may attract the wrong kind of man. Because remember, at the end of the day, men are very intuitive and they go with their gut more than we do. And what we're trying to teach you here is to learn to trust your gut, learn to trust your feminine instinct, and to learn to trust your inner self. And we can't do that when we haven't done the inner work. And for you to be able to build a strong relationship, you need to have built the inner work, because relationships are an exchange of currency. So that you're exchanging in shallowness and compliments and trying to stay on the surface. But when you want to go deeper, you want someone who will want to go deeper with you. So in that same vein, we really need to focus on the internals of feminine energy. How do you actually embrace being feminine to build that strong relationship? Because at the core of it, you are the flow of the relationship. You are the temperature of the relationship. The man just mirrors, and especially if he's a masculine man, he literally is just this thermostat, and he just reads that and he maintains that. His job is to make sure that you are provided for, to stay in that temperate place, which is warm, which is healthy, which is fit. So being the temperature of a place really means that you are the atmosphere setter. So that's what I would like to call your feminine energy. You are the atmosphere setter. You set the atmosphere of that relationship. And if you want depth, you need to also go deep, because you're always only going to attract men who are at your level. So the deeper we go into this work, we always encourage you to really dig deep, to do the journaling, to do the showing up, to do the meditations, to do the affirmations, because that is the hard work that will keep you and maintain your 10,000 hours to become a master in your feminine energy. There's all kinds of feminine energy out there, and you can always watch the YouTube videos that Chingy's done on the different feminine mastery and feminine energy. And all of our coaches have touched on these things. But today I just really wanted to focus on how to really embrace your feminine energy and to create a strong relationship with your man. So in the very beginning, when we say embrace something, it's like you look into it, you understand it, you take it in, you sit with it, and you study it. So all I'm asking you ladies to really is to study yourself. Study your pattern, study your rhythm, study your feminine energy, study not just even your energy, study yourself as a human being, study your mind. Be a self-study. And we also provide the soulmate attractions, which allows you to do that with yourself, to be a self-study of yourself, to really look in and delve into what attracts what you attract. Like I was saying before, it's sad because sometimes you see some amazing women, but all it is just a surface level learning to be feminine. It's never really been dug in deep, because we should by nature just ooze femininity. It shouldn't be something that we have to bring out of you and shift and change and make you sit into it. It takes time. A feminine journey should never be complete within a year, because how do you do 10,000 hours in that year unless if you're literally consciously just being feminine even in your sleep? It's something that we are still learning. It's something that still has nuances, and for you to really dig deep is to always do the inner work. If you're not able to afford one-to-one coaching, join the Black Swan Nation, which was what I put in earlier, because we learn things from each other as women. You pick up the different things, just like how the patterns that we have learned now, we picked them up from our parents, we picked them up from our mothers, we picked them up from those we thought looked like us, which is our mothers, our aunties, our sisters, our siblings were women, just nieces, nephews, well, nieces. We picked it up from the different women that we saw because they modeled what femininity looks like. So even when the world teaches us that this is what feminine looks like, it's really sometimes subject to just you. What does being feminine mean to you? What does that energy bring up in you? What does that attract to you? And when you study yourself, you start to notice the seasons that you're in. We always have this conversation with Chengi that when you're feminine, you understand that you have a way that you flow, you have a way that you do things, and you can evoke a certain feeling within a man without even saying much. And that is because you now embody feminine qualities. You embody being feminine. You embody just the nature of feminine energy. And this is not to say that being feminine makes you not a feminist. You can still be a feminist with being feminine. The only problem is the feminist principles have kind of warped the way feminine energy works, because remember, in a relationship, it's an exchange. You are exchanging for his protection and he's exchanging for your warmth, because you give warmth to that relationship because of who you are as a feminine person. You give safe space, you give all of that, whereas he is giving you safety, he is giving you protection, he's providing you a space in which you can flourish. It's always a mutual exchange type of thing. It's never that we do so that we can get. Feminine energy is never selfish in that way. It's that it is giving as well. It's giving, and that it nurtures itself so that it can provide. And then when we switch into motherhood, we also become nurturers as well. There is a point in time when you also have to nurture your man. I know sometimes when we're into the extreme feminineness, we forget that men have feelings too, and they do, which is where we need to be able to flow and see what the situation is like, because sometimes we all want one thing that will fix everything by me acting feminine. But that's not always the answer. The answer is always leaning into your feminine energy one day at a time and learning what your nuances are within that relationship. So if you would like to discuss pretty much anything that you're going through within your feminine journey, be sure to book a discovery call. And if you want to download the Feminine Mastery or any one of our masterclasses, be sure to download. The link is in the description box. So the links are in the description box, and the discount code again is unique21 hash, and you'll get 5% off most downloadable courses. With that said, there is so much more to this. There are certain things that I love about the community that we're building within Black Swan Nation, within the Black Swan universe, is we can only teach you so much. But some of it is really caught when you're in the presence of other people. Just like I know most of you in the Christian world will understand this a little bit more. There's some things that you can be taught, but there are also some things that need to be caught. You need to catch them by being around feminine spaces, by being around women who promote the feminine journey, women who encourage you in your feminine journey, because it just makes it that much more easier to do. And especially when you're in a relationship, because sometimes the thing is, we think that now that we're in a relationship, oh, we don't need Black Swan anymore. But honey, this is when you need Black Swan. And this is why we created the Black Swan Nation, is so that you can benefit from being around women who are also navigating relationships. And I know that sometimes it may seem like, because things are rosy at the beginning, everyone's got their masks on, but once there's certain times in your relationship where you need to progress to the next stage, and that stage always requires you to drop your masks. It requires you to really be genuine and really be stepping into femininity as if you were born that way, which you were, but as if that's how your life has always been. There's certain spaces that require you to level up and require you to require a level of authenticity where the former will not suffice anymore. And this is what I'm calling you to, ladies, so that you're able to create these strong relationships. And you can only create strong relationships when you are stronger at your core. There's a saying that says that you are only as strong as your weakest link. If your feminine journey within yourself is your weakest place, that is how strong you are, and that is how strong your relationship is going to be. Because remember, again, we set the temperature of the relationship, and the man is only just the thermostat. So when we say we are strong, or that means that we can literally carry a relationship to the next phase. For you to be able to control the temperature or the atmosphere in any place, you need to be strong enough to hold space for anything within the environment you find yourself. So with all of that said, ladies, I will be seeing you again in another video. Do make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any comments, do add them in the link below, and I will see you on another video. In the meantime, you take care of you, and hopefully be seeing you on a discover call after this. You are loved, and have an amazing day.
Well done for coming to the end of this video. What I want to ask you is, what have you learned? What is your takeaway? And what are you going to start practicing right away? Those 3 things are how you are going to get the best out of every class here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Please put it in the comments so that we can all have a look. So I can have a look, the coaches can have a look, and I promise you, we read every comment. We may not be able to reply to every comment, but we read all of your comments, and we want to see how you are growing. And we will see you on the next video.